Abby Starward. It's very nice to finally be of your acquaintance. May I ask, what on earth are you doing here? This is something that Miss Luddington I don't think would fancy that much. Oh, so you're just here seeing what all the fuss is about. Yes. And where are you from initially? Oh, I've never been there. It does sound delightful. Yes. My brother Nelson is a traveler, so I imagine he has been there. Yes. I am here trying to find myself a husband. Well, my family is in gold. It would seem very weird for my jewels because they're silver and pearls. I like to go against the mold sometimes. Now that it's just you and me, among friends, I hate having to keep these up. What's wrong with showing some skin? My qualifications to be a wife. Wow. I am proficient in a pianoforte, and I'm not much of a cross-stitcher. The little tedious nature of your fingers and the needle and the thread, I just could never wrap my brain around it. However, I do excel in many other things. I am a singer and I can accompany myself on the pianoforte, although it is frowned upon in my household. Which reminds me of one more thing. Why can't I accompany myself on the pianoforte without it being so bizarre? Why can't I perform without it being a low-class occupation? But any man could do it, and it'd be okay. Anyway, I get myself into a dizzy sometimes. Where was I? Oh, I am an equestrian, but not just a normal run-of-the-mill equestrian. I'm very, very good, highly proficient, and I have won a couple championships in my day. Of course, championships with my brothers and my one sister who indulged me. Well, yes, I am the youngest of 5. Yes, Mama and Papa were very, very busy. But I guess the one thing of being the youngest of 5 is I know how this whole charade goes with the season and the dawn. And Mama and Papa are a little lenient with me when it comes to who I am and what I'm after, since we have so many other accomplishments in the family with my older siblings. Well, I don't know if you've heard of any, but first we have Camilla Starward, who is a good 10 years older than me. So entered the dawn 10 years ago, but she is a princess and married herself the Prince of Yugoslavia, if you can imagine. What was that, dear? A little bit closer, please. It is so loud in here, I'm so sorry. Ah, yes. She does have a few children, and she can be a little obstinate, and she does let herself being a princess get to her head sometimes. Well, you're such a dear. But up next we have Henry, and Henry is a mere 8 years older than me, but he is an apprentice under my father, under the family business, of course. so happy for her because all she's ever wanted to be is a mother. But, oh, Papa is coming with my drink. One moment, please. Papa, have you met our visitor? Alright, goodbye now. It is very weird for both Mama and Papa to be here. They do like to fancy themselves at least one soiree a season, just to remind themselves of the good old days. I guess I am pretty lucky to have a mother and a father who somewhat love each other. Anyway, so lastly we have little Nelson, and he, like I was saying earlier, loves to travel. But recently, about 6 months ago, he traveled to Italy and he managed to marry himself a woman named Olivia. We have never met, but Nelly does have a good head on his shoulders, and I believe that it is probably love. But Papa went out to make sure everything was squared away for the marriage. And he did say that Olivia was very nice. I'm sorry, what was your question? Meeting the Queen, presenting myself in front of the Queen. Honestly, such a hosh-posh. Yes, I mean, I presented myself as lovely as I could, but I don't think my family and our family agree on much things. Oh, I feel like I just am talking so much. It's this darn corset. I don't understand why they make us wear these. It's so tight, and I'm talking so much, and I am just so out of breath. Do you know who Lady Whistledown is? This is my favorite subject. Gossip. Do you like to gossip? We are not strangers, I must say. Lady Whistledown has her own column, not in a newspaper. She has her own newspaper dedicated to such gossip. It is all about the ladies and the men of the dawn each season. So a few seasons ago we had the Duke and Daphne Bridgerton. Do you remember? They were very popular. If you don't know, surely Miss Luddington will give you all the details. But this time she has neglected to mention me in anything. Yes, well, she did mention my neighbor, and apparently he's a very large heartbreaker. I do love myself some gossip. Who am I interested in so far? Well, let me pull out my miniatures. Well, they make us study these miniatures with every single man in them, and there was about 20, and I only kept the ones that I was interested in, and then I ripped out all the ones that I wasn't, because why should I have to care about the ones that I am not interested in? This way, I have a one-track mind, and I can be completely focused, and I will not settle for second best, because there's always next season, and honestly, who cares if I marry this season? Who cares if I marry at all? I guess for me, this is, I don't want to say a game, but, I mean, I do take it seriously. Mama and Papa do not think I take it seriously, but I do. I'm just here to have a good time. Anyway, so in my miniature, first off we have Peter Heatherton. Peter Heatherton, his family colors are blue and must mean that his family has some sort of money for him to be able to venture off on a freelancing career such as that. Up next we have Oliver Clothier. His family is new in town, and this father has a traveling clothing business, and he is the heir to the business as well, and he enjoys art and Matisse. You know Matisse paintings? Yes, indeed. He is a very lovely fellow, I might add. I wonder where he's from, because he is very unusual looking. Not in a bad way, just different from all the other people here. Up next, we have Harry Scotcher, and he's my neighbor. He's the one I would talk to you about being a heartbreaker mentioned in Lady Whistledown's newest column. And he does play many instruments. He does also play the pianoforte. I have given him lessons once or twice. He is not good at sitting still and learning. He is the final offspring of four. He's an arts patron. He does fancy the opera. Do I fancy the opera? Every once in a while. I do love to go and see what everyone's wearing when we go. But yes, only 3 out of 20 men. Honestly, at this rate, I'm thinking about meeting my brother in Italy and spending a season or 2 there, just to get away from it all and explore my other options. Of course, Papa would not allow that. Well, there's that. Oh, thank you, yes. Well, this dress is my sister's. It is a hand-me-down, which most people think is a little odd, but Camilla, you know, Princess Camilla, she left a whole load of her clothes here when she went to Yugoslavia, and it was only worn once a season 10 years ago, and surely no one remembered this dress, and I think it does suit me so well. Yes, well, we love recycling fashion. Oh, some important people are coming. I have to pull up my sleeves again. My goodness. How do you do, sir? It is so lovely to meet your acquaintance. Oh, I shall join the dance floor in just a moment. I'm just talking to my new friend. Ah, yes, well, you're visiting Lady Luddington, the widow. How long ago did you arrive, did you say? Oh, just a few days ago. Yes. And how long are you staying? The whole season. I'll have a dear friend to talk to now. Oh, you are coming to every single one. It is so nice seeing you. Goodbye. You have to come to every soiree and party. Well, if you don't go, I want to go. And Mama and Papa will be very furious with me, but I'll just have to blame you. Yes, I don't fancy this dance that much, and I also find dancing uncomfortable, especially with a man that you just met and asked you to dance, and you can't even really look them in the eyes yet. What if I wanted to dance with a lady? That would seem preposterous, out of this world. Oh yes, but that couple right over there, they do look very much in love, or at least pretending. Who's to say after the whole Duke and Bridgerton fiasco? sweet, sweet gossip. So, Daphne is a part of the Bridgerton family, and her brother Anthony was ludicrously telling every single suitor to go away. So unfortunate. So then there comes the Duke, who is attending to his father's estates because he recently passed, who is a rake by nature. Well, he befriends Daphne, and he is also Antony's very good friend, and they come up with this scheme because all of the mothers of the town are trying to get their daughters to get married to the Duke, but the Duke is a rake, of course, so he doesn't want to get married. And Daphne, this is all she ever knows, poor thing. So then they come up with a plan to pretend to be in love with each other, so the mothers of the town don't get on the Duke's nerves, and that Daphne can seem more attractive and eligible to the men of the town. Well, she is almost engaged to a prince, and then the Duke proposed, and they got married. So they secretly loved each other the whole time, and it was just a charade. So much gossip. It's only gossip, only gossip. You are honestly too kind. I have truly, truly loved being in your company, but unfortunately I have to go make my rounds before Papa gets a little suspicious.